Hi, folks. I know it's been a very, very, very long time since I've actually posted a video on here. Yes, I've changed my hair color, for starters. And, yes, I'm fine. What it is I got to watching my 4 debt collector videos that I'd done 8 years ago, and I wanted to add some stuff to that. I am wearing a headset. I am actually recording on my cell phone. What it is, and this was something I had mentioned. There's a lady I know, her and her husband, and I mentioned them in the second video. They actually, the lady and her husband went to a bunch of check cashing places and, co-signed and then put mom and dad down the references. I mentioned that in the second video. Well, the something happened about, let's think, how long ago was that? The husband passed away, and it happened about 9 years ago. He passed away, he got sick and died, which happens. It happens. Yeah. I mean, it was sad. The guy was a good fella. He was a pretty good guy. Funny as anything, but he died. Unfortunately, it happens. As somebody I know says, well, okay, guy died. And this is, people that my parents knew. Well, this bothered me a great deal. This is before my dad even got really bad sick. And my dad's really terminally ill right now himself. Well, aside, my dad was actually sitting in his camper. It was warm weather. It's the day after Labor Day, the American Labor Day here in 2018. And my dad this was 8 years ago before he got real bad off. My dad was in the camper, like I said, just chilling, watching TV. These 2 guys let themselves into the camper. Didn't knock or anything. They just let themselves in the camper. And looked at them and they wanted to know if my dad was this guy. And Dad's like, no, the guy's dead. He's deceased. And Dad said, and this disturbed me, that the 2 guys were like, looking like, yeah, we can, repossess this camper and take off with it and blah, blah, blah. The guy is deceased, and that camper is in my parents' name. Sorry about your luck, fella. They're like, oh, okay. And they're like, they looked at Dad like, yeah, right, fella, you're him. No. No. Guy's deceased. Well, I come out and told my mom, I said, Mom, you need to tell the wife, listen, your husband died. I know that's all sad and what have you, but you need to send these debt collectors, a death notice. And I know I mentioned this in the previous video about, if, your person dies, you need to send the death certificate along so they don't call pestering for that. Well, long story short, and I told Mom, I said, look, if it was me and my spouse or, any of my siblings and their spouses, you'd be like, hey, go take care of this, or you'd be doing it for us, you'd be jumping our stuff for it. It is what it is. But anyway, like what was funny is they called, sorry, I got the sleepies on top of it. They called and pestered. And this is funny. Like I said, the husband died. I told my dad, and this is not exactly a lie, it's the truth, but it's funny. I know I said this in a previous video about the lady that passed away, and they gave the address and the plot number where the lady was. And they're like, that's a cemetery. Yeah, I think. I told Dad, I said, yeah, next time they call looking for this guy, say, hold on, let me get the phone number and address. He's in a group setting. Last time I checked, the cemetery was a group setting. Funny. Yeah, group setting. I don't know. I said, yeah, just give them the phone number and address for the cemetery the guy's buried in. If they look it up, be like, wait, this is a cemetery. Look who just caught on. Imagine that. Seriously. I mean, it's just, and I'm not saying that to be malicious or anything, but, seriously, it's like, you want to look at him and go, really? You know, like I told him, go tell him he's dead. Give him the phone number for the cemetery. Say, this is the phone number for the group's home that he's in. But yeah, I mean, it's just, they finally quit calling. They did. I guess that they finally got notified that, that this guy died. Yeah. And like I mentioned before, like they'd called and actually told my mom that, yeah, she'd actually co-signed a paper saying that, she was, a co-signer on this loan. They never did send her the paper. They never did. And they also quit bothering her about it ever again. And they finally did quit bothering my parents once Dad finally told them, look, he's at such and such cemetery. And the guy goes, oh, he's dead. Well, we're not collecting on that one then. I don't know what Dad said to the debt collector about it, but they finally went, oh. It's like, really? And, I mean, like I said, just now, I know that if it had been me, I'd have been, calling down to the state capitol once I knew that they had the death certificates made up for, my husband. Like, say my husband Alex died tomorrow, just hypothetically speaking, not that I want him to die, but, like, say he did, just for example. As soon as I knew that the death certificate came in, or they got it, and they come pretty quickly, like, I'd say like a week, maybe two tops, excuse me, it's dinner talking back. You can fax that into the debt collectors, so they know, hey, person died. Oh, sorry, I'm hiccuping and carrying on. But yeah, like, for example, a family member of ours died recently. And we actually had to handle the funeral arrangements ourselves. My husband and I did. Well, it was a little less than, it was, he knew less about what was going on, and I just told him, I said, it's this, you just, get a lawyer, the lawyer will help you with it, but yeah, when they die and they owe money, get a lawyer and have them help you file and everything, and you have to wait, like, 3 months, I think, for, like, all the debt collectors that are people that the deceased owed money to do that and, get everything merged down. Well, what wound up happening is now, and we get the person's mail sent to our house. Well, now we get mail for this person now, and what's a real kick in the head, sorry, I've got the sleepies suddenly, but like I was saying, what winds up happening is, okay, the person, okay, it's debt collector mail now, or like this person's been dead for a year and a half to almost 2 years now, and you're not getting a penny because the estate closed, and we divvied out the money to the heirs, and sorry about your luck, because once the estate closes, and this is something, of interest to folks, with debt collection, when the person dies, if, like, after it's, like, 3 months in Kentucky and the estate closes, once the estate closes, if, like, say Sally Jane dies tomorrow, and then once, they get all the, like, the will probated out and everything, and all the money and everything, and the estate closes, say it closes, okay, today's the 3rd or the 4th of September, 2018. 3 months, that's what? Let's see. October, November, it's like Christmas, pretty much, like at Christmas time. Okay, say by Christmas, uh, debt collectors, none of them have, come and got the money. Well, the estate closes, and say come December 28th, say Sally Jane owed money to Citibank. Say Citibank comes looking for their money. Sorry about your luck. For example, just, say Citibank comes looking for their money on December 28th. It's too bad. Too bad, so sad. You just missed it. You missed the cutoff. There's actually a cutoff. They can't collect on it now because it's closed. It's like you had 3 months to come after this person and, this person's estate to say, hey, we owe money. Most companies know if a person owes, and they go pretty quickly after them. So it's like, what the heck's wrong with you people? Well, anyway, enough about death and taxes and final stuff. But I did want to say my husband, I don't think so. My dad thought that was funny about the guy that we knew. Because I told him, I said, yeah, just tell him the truth. Because as I mentioned in the previous videos, they can only contact you once about it. About like money that somebody owes. And, if you tell them, hey, they're dead, that means they have to say, okay, well, they can look that up. They can find that out. Because it should be listed pretty quickly after the person dies that they're deceased. Well, anyway, I want to pause here, and I'll think of some other stuff to tell you. But you have a good night. Bye.